Welcome back to Pokemon Episode Summaries. Today, I'll be doing episode 120, the Double Trouble Header. The episode begins with Ash and the gang having left New Bark Town on their way to their next destination when they suddenly encountered a girl who was yelling at her Pokemon a whole bunch of baseball plays, while also shouting out different moves for Chikorita to use. She was essentially comparing baseball plays to certain Pokemon moves, insinuating that she was obsessed with both Pokemon battling and baseball. Brock then calls attention to the Pokemon that the girl was training, being a Chikorita, as Ash used his Pokedex on it, being the first Pokemon that he scanned with it, really, and Brock comes to the conclusion that this girl must have just started out on her journey, as Chikorita was a starter Pokemon. While training, the girl then spots a Rattata in the bushes and orders her Chikorita to tackle it so she could capture it. However, the Chikorita's first tackle misses, but thankfully the second one makes contact, knocking it out in one hit, and allowing the girl to capture it. The girl excitedly claims that the reason why she was able to do so well against the Rattata was because of the tackle attack, but calls it a line drive in reference to baseball. She then high-fives her Chikorita and proceeds to sing the victory theme of her favorite baseball team, the Electabuzz team. As she then recalls the Chikorita into its Pokeball, she finally notices Ash and the gang, who is still watching her, and gets freaked out, because why were these older kids fucking spying on her? But then, she spots the Pikachu on Ash's shoulder, and runs to them in excitement. Ash and the gang still believe that the girl was mad at them for watching her, so they get scared when they see her charge up to them, but all the girl does is grab Pikachu from Ash's shoulder, and reveals to it that her name was Casey, and that she wanted to capture the Pikachu because she wanted all Pokemon that were yellow and striped, as it reminded her of Electabuzz. She adds that she also wants to know every single thing about these yellow-striped Pokemon, and that includes what Pikachu's shock feels like. So she asks Pikachu to shock it, and Ash is like, that's not a good idea, girl. That means we're gonna get fucking injured here. But, Pikachu obliges, shocking both Casey and Ash, much to Ash's dismay, but Casey's delight, I'm sure. Having only really introduced herself to Pikachu, Casey then decides to formally introduce herself to Ash and the gang, as thanks for them letting Pikachu shock her, I guess. She tells them that her name is Casey, as, once again, she only really told Pikachu that, and she clarifies that when she said she wanted all yellow Pokemon with black stripes, she meant it. That she wanted Pikachu, Raichu, Elekid, Electabuzz, and Beedrill, adding that she wanted to catch an Electabuzz most of all. Ash questions why she likes yellow Pokemon with black stripes so much, especially Electabuzz, with Casey revealing that it was because they were the same color as Team Electabuzz, her favorite baseball team, which Ash should have guessed after hearing her sing the Team Electabuzz victory theme. She explains how much of a fan she was of Team Electabuzz, explaining that her family had cheered for them for generations and generations. Ash laughs at this, as he suggests that you should cheer for Team Magikarp or Team Starmie instead, since they were actually good teams, stating that Team Electabuzz sucked ass and never even won a single game. Casey retorted, though, that this didn't matter to her, as what was important, and what she really admired about Team Electabuzz, was the fact that they tried their best and never gave up. Ash simply laughs some more, stating that Team Electabuzz was exceptionally bad, because they always placed last in every tournament. This got Casey pissed off even more, leading her to challenge Ash to a battle, stating that the winner would be the right one. Yeah, okay, that's how this works, but I get why she wanted to battle, and Ash did too, so he accepts. It's decided that the battle would be 3-on-3, and the battle begins, with Casey sending out her Pidgey, and Ash sending out her Charizard, showing no mercy for the fact that Casey was an entirely new Pokemon trainer, which Brock and Misty were shocked at. Ash didn't have to put in any effort to win this battle against a rookie like Casey with a Pokemon like Charizard, so he took the time to zone out, thinking of the time that he first encountered a Pidgey, as Charizard simply strongly breathed on the Pidgey to knock it out after it had attempted to quick attack it, with that failing as the Pidgey simply bounced off Charizard's chest. With Pidgey already down, Casey calls it back and sends out her new Rattata, and orders it to use a tackle. However, the tackle also simply bounces off Charizard's chest, knocking Rattata out in the process. It couldn't even take the recoil damage. Casey was extremely mad at this point, and decided to send out her ace, her starter, Chikorita. Chikorita uses Vine Whip, which manages to actually hit Charizard, getting stuck around its neck. But these small vines weren't able to stop Charizard from launching a flamethrower, and thankfully for the Chikorita, most of the flamethrower just flew over its head, with only a little bit actually touching it, causing only its head leaf to catch on fire. But this was enough to distract it and make it upset, meaning that it lost the battle. As Chikorita faints, Brock officially declares Ash as the winner of the battle. Wow, good job, Ash, you just beat a complete rookie, I'm so proud. As Casey recalls Chikorita into its Pokeball, she's absolutely crushed at her defeat, utterly ashamed, as her pride was now broken. Ash proceeds to go up to Casey and tries to comfort her, explaining that it was still a good battle nonetheless, and he wanted to be friends with her, believing her to be a capable trainer. He held out his hand for her to shake, and she was about to, but then she changed her mind and ran off, still too ashamed to want to be friends with the person who defeated her. Seeing Casey run away crying, Misty remarks how bad Ash was with kids. Casey continues to run away crying as she runs into a forest and unfortunately trips on a rock, falling to the ground. As she lays there, she recalls what her family had said to her right as she left on her Pokemon journey, stating how they were proud to have something else to root for other than just Team Electabuzz, being Casey, and they also advised Casey to never give up and try her best, just like Team Electabuzz would. Upon remembering that Team Electabuzz never gave up despite their constant losses, this inspires Casey to not give up, as she gets back up off her ass and quits crying, claiming that she was going to beat Ash this time. Before she can go challenge Ash, though, she's encountered by Team Rocket, who commend her for her newfound spirit. Being disguised in Team Electabuzz jerseys, they state that they were Team Electabuzz fans as well, which instantly pleases Casey, who begins to open up to them, telling them about how she planned to beat Ash by never giving up, just like Team Electabuzz would. Team Rocket commend her spirit once again, and state and lie that being Team Electabuzz fans, they once had the same outlook, but then, one day, they challenged Ash, and he cheated, Casey questions what they meant with this, only for Team Rocket to expand the lie even further. They essentially say that they had battled Ash numerous times in the past, and every time that they had, he had used his Charizard against them, even when they were completely rookie trainers like Casey was. They further this lie by saying that using a Charizard against a rookie trainer was illegal in Pokemon battles, and therefore Ash was breaking the law and cheating to win. Casey foolishly believes Team Rocket, now believing that Ash was a cheater, and this just angers her and motivates her to challenge him even more so that she could beat him anyways. Unbeknownst to her, though, Team Rocket had a secret motive with this lie, which was to get Casey to become super motivated and therefore distract Ash and beat him in a battle, so that Pikachu would be weakened and they could steal it, and they could also steal Casey's Pokemon in the process. They also just wanted to see Ash beat, period. Anyways, Casey then finds Ash yet again and challenges him to a rematch, with Ash accepting. They then head over to a baseball diamond due to Casey's love for baseball and decide to have the battle there. Brock and Misty watched from the stands, claiming that they were going to root for both Ash and Casey, since Casey was the beginner trainer in this scenario, leaving Ash to get a bit ticked off, but he didn't care that much. Casey also had other supporters, being Team Rocket, who were hiding inside the scoreboard with face paint, along with some electronic fans, which Meowth had designed to act as extra support for Casey. The battle then begins as Casey sends out her Chikorita and Ash sends out his Pikachu. Chikorita starts off by using Sweet Scent, which is able to send Ash and Pikachu into a daze, distracting them, and this allows Chikorita to get off a tackle attack on Pikachu. Meanwhile, Team Rocket was still cheering Casey on, debating if they should try and implement a cheat of their own to help Casey win, so that Ash could be defeated and humiliated, therefore distracting him so they could steal Pikachu. Meowth clarified that he needed more time on the device he was working on though, so he simply turned on the robots he had designed as they fire out a whole bunch of confetti to help boost Casey's confidence, hoping that that would be enough to help her win for now. Anyways, as the battle continued, Ash ordered Pikachu to use Thunderbolt, but Chikorita was able to deflect the attack by spinning the leaf on its head. Brock states that this was possible because grass Pokemon were strong against electric Pokemon, so they could easily deflect electric attacks with only small leads, warning Ash to change his battle strategy. However, he couldn't really do that as Pikachu only really knew electric attacks, with the exception of like quick attack and agility and shit. Ash not being able to do anything allows the Chikorita to get another tackle off on Pikachu, when suddenly, Meowth's machine that he had been working on was complete, and it revealed itself, being a machine with a bat that was huge and currently winding up to hit the Chikorita. This led Casey to assume that this machine was Ash's doing, and just a new way of him cheating, with Ash obviously denying this, even though it did look pretty bad for him, as the machine barreled towards Chikorita in an attempt to now run it over, because not only was it a bat, it had fucking wheels too. To prove his innocence in the matter and save Chikorita, Ash has Pikachu jump in front of it to save the Chikorita from the machine's attack, although this only results in the machine just hitting both Pikachu and Chikorita, knocking them into the scoreboard. Casey was immensely shocked at Ash's actions, still believing him to be a cheater, but now, even she was doubting that, thankfully. Just then, Team Rocket reveal themselves from behind the scoreboard and pick up Pikachu and Chikorita, revealing their intention to capture Pikachu and Chikorita all along. That was really all they wanted to do. Ash getting defeated was just the bonus. They then say a baseball-related version of their motto, indicating that their plan wasn't quite done yet, and it involved something with baseballs. However, Team Rocket almost forgot to actually implement this part of the plan, as they got so caught up in doing their motto, believing that the scenario they were acting out was actually real, as they proceeded to cry. While Team Rocket was busy doing this motto, Ash explains to Casey who Team Rocket really was, stating that they were not Electabuzz team fans, and they were actually part of an evil organization, which pissed Casey off as she realized that she had in fact been tricked, also confirming that Ash wasn't a cheater after all. She angrily yells at Team Rocket, but Team Rocket countered that they didn't fucking care what she thought of them. All they cared about was delivering Pikachu and Chikorita to Giovanni and finally getting that good old promotion they always wanted. Meowth then remembers the motto and how their plan involved baseballs, and proceeds to press a button on a remote that unleashes several pitching machines that send a large amount of baseballs pelting towards Casey and Ash, doing so to stop them from reclaiming their Pokemon. A baseball hits Casey in the leg, and she immediately wants to retreat and give up, forgetting entirely about her entire ordeal with Team Electabuzz, thinking that she was just a bad trainer after all for letting her Chikorita get taken, and that she couldn't do anything about it. Ash reassures her, though, that if she was a good baseball player, then she could be a good Pokemon trainer as well, comparing the similarities of a Pokemon match to baseball, stating that if Casey was determined not to give up on one, then she shouldn't give up on the other. However, when he's then pelted in the face by a baseball, he admits that not everything in a Pokemon battle in baseball was similar, such as the level of pain he felt after being hit by a baseball as opposed to a Pokeball, stating that a baseball hurt way more than a Pokeball did. And he should know, because he's been hit by a Pokeball plenty of times. Casey was initially confused by what Ash was saying regarding the similarities of a Pokemon battle in baseball, but immediately saw what he meant when she realized that she could utilize her baseball skills to help out her Pokemon. She did so by hitting back all of the baseballs that were coming at her with a bat. She then called out her Rattata and Pidgey to help her hit even more of the balls, as Ash managed to get back up and send out his Bulbasaur and Squirtle to do the same, throwing the balls back at Team Rocket with their hands. With Team Rocket now being the ones being pelted with baseballs, they were basically getting fucking 20 concussions at once, rendering them unable to really do anything. This allows Casey to order her Pidgey and Rattata to attack Team Rocket and get back Pikachu and Chikorita from their hands as they drop them. Pikachu and Chikorita then run back to Ash and Casey respectively, being happy to be reunited with their trainers. Chikorita and Pikachu then do the final blows to Team Rocket, with Chikorita using Razor Leaf to cut up Team Rocket's clothes, and then Pikachu using a Thunderbolt to shock them. Ash and Casey then send Team Rocket blasting off as they order both Pikachu and Chikorita to use Tackle together, and the combined force is what finishes them off. Yay! Ash and Casey, now having immense respect for each other, give each other a high five as Pikachu and Chikorita congratulate each other as well. As evening arrives, Casey finally accepts Ash's handshake request back after their original battle, with the two affirming that they were now friends for life, and Casey apologizing for ever thinking that Ash was a cheater. They then wish each other good luck with getting Johto gym badges, hoping to see each other in the Johto League and have a true rematch there.